last dog grooming table video, I hope. So I've had this electric dog grooming table for 2 days, used it, you know, in the dog grooming salon for 2 days, and I'll give you a bit of a, I'll tell you what I think of it. I'm going to give you an overview of the actual table, because I've gone from a hydraulic table, which I had for 20 years, to an electric dog grooming table. So an overview of the table, and then I'll give you what I think are the good points and the bad points. So this table I've bought is 110 long, 110 centimetres by 60 wide, which is exactly what I wanted. This is a standard size from Groomers Online, which I do have or should have a link in the video description below, which we'll earn a commission from at no additional cost to you. They do a large, which is 120 centimetres by 65 if you wanted a bigger table. But I think both the tables have this same extreme H frame, which is what I bought this for, which is bolted with 4 bolts either side, and will come right down to here if you're wanting to do small dogs. I mainly groom setters, which is what I got this for, got this particular size for. I hadn't had an electric table before, and I actually really like it. Really like it. I'll come to the good and bad points. So going up, I think that bars could go a little bit higher. The table fully up. Yeah, that's the table fully up, and then it goes fully down to the floor, about 28 centimetres or nearly a foot, 12 inches from the floor, which is dead good for heavy, big dogs. So you're not going to lift them. Good for your back. That's what I've bought this for. Save my back. Doing the bigger dogs, you've not got to lift, have you? Really? Just get them on and restrain them. I normally have my table against a wall when I'm grooming. You've got 2 pedals for up and down. I'd say that's about nearly 3 metres the cable, 2.5, 3 metres the electric cable to a plug socket. This is nice and steady, nice and strong, which needs to be for the dogs I do. They're not nasty dogs, but what they are, the setters, are strong. And I need the table to take the strength of the dog so that I can groom the dog properly. But yeah, I'm dead happy with this. Dead happy. That happy I would have this in my living room to groom my show dog on. It is that nice. I'm so happy with it. Now with this table, when it arrives, it's pretty much complete. All you've got to do is plug it in, open the box, plug it in and bring the table up, and then bolt on and put together this extreme H frame, which is pretty easy to do. It did take two of us to carry the box in though, because it's quite a heavy table. So that's something to think about if you're wanting to buy one. And also, there's wheels. I've not figured out how the wheels work yet. We only had it 2 days. I'm presuming, but underneath there's 4 wheels to make it easier to move it. So I'm presuming you could bring these feet up, which are, you know, they're all screw feet if you've got an uneven surface for it. So I presume if you brought those up, then you can move the table about with the wheels. That's worth knowing as well, isn't it? So that's the overview on the table. You know, if you've got setters, some of you bought the Hydro Bath, what I've got, just for your own dogs, which I get. The price of this is £765, I think it was. And for the large table, it's only like £30 more, £795, and it comes in different colours. I'm not selling you the table, I'm just telling you how I've got on with it. Really well. I did a setup up yesterday on the table in the middle of the room because I painted the walls and I don't want to get water splashed up the walls at the moment. It was fine, absolutely fine. The pup was on there. I'm about to do my dog in a minute. Yeah, really good. So I'm dead happy with the table. Now my good points. Well, number one, I already knew what I wanted when I bought the table. So it is exactly what I wanted. The frame's bolted on, it goes up and down, it goes really low. Yeah, They are the good points. It is a dog grooming table. But understand, if you have a dog grooming salon, you are going to be stood at that table for quite a few hours. So it needs to be right for what you're doing, whatever you're grooming, whether that be giant dogs, little dogs, etc. Which I said in another video, which dog grooming table is best for you. I sort of pointed out some of those factors. Now the bad points, what I can see, number one, it's electric. So you need an electricity supply. Well, I'm hoping the fuse is not going to go, because once a fuse goes in the electric table, you've had it, haven't you? Someone's going to have to fix it, or you're going to have to figure out what's wrong with it. The cable was a trip hazard, isn't it? The cable, to me, I think that is too short. It wants to be about 5 meters long, so that you can use any plug socket wherever you're using the table, because that length of cable is probably going to result in you having to use it through an extension lead, which you don't want to be doing. It wants to be plugged into the mains, and as a trip hazard, it wants taping down. It needs taping down or something putting over it. The pedals, for me, personal preference, I'm left-handed, I would rather have them on the left-hand side. And that hydraulic table I had, the foot pedal was on the left. So it takes a bit of, for me, getting used to where the pedals are. But apart from that, yeah, that's all I can see as bad points. Now what I did do is, I've got a solar power generator kit, and I plugged it in to see how much it costs to run the electric table. I'll bring it up, and it's interesting, when the table's going down, it uses less power than when it's going up, which makes sense really. So if you've got a great big heavy dog on this table, it's going to cost you more to lift the dog up. So bear that one in mind. When you're thinking about buying an electric table. And another thing, what I feel is a little bit of a bad point. Okay, it's nice and smooth, but it's too slow. It is really slow at going up and down. When you're coming from a hydraulic table, what goes boof can do. You can change the speed yourself through the pedal on a hydraulic table. This is it. There should be a speed button so you can do it faster or slower, in my opinion. I think with a setter, they only need to hear something, or if they came down too quick on the hydraulic table, poof, they think they're going. It actually suits me for what I do, going so slow. And when I was clipping the Cocker Spaniel yesterday, as I'm coming down the leg, the speed of me clipping down the leg and the speed of the table moving, I hardly moved my arm, because the way it went, as you're clipping down and the table's moving up. So maybe that's why they've made it like that, I don't know. But there's reasons why you will need that table to come down quick to get the dog off. I'm not going to go into it, especially a nasty dog. Sometimes you just want to almost eject, bring the table down and get the dog off, which you can't do with this. You're just going to bring the dog down really slowly. It's pretty much for the modern day groomer, I think, an electric table. But I do really like it. I don't have any nasty dogs, so I ain't got a problem with that. But there is other reasons why you may need to bring the table down quick to get the dog off, especially if you've got a great big heavy dog where you need to get off quick. If you can't bring it down quick, you can't lift the dog off either. Anyway, that's how I've been getting on with the table, but I do really like it. It's nice. It does come with also, I don't know where I've put them, 2 neck straps, which are really nice too. That nice, I'm not using them yet. No, I'm saving them. Yeah, so there we go. Hopefully that's the last dog grooming table video, because I've got lots of new stuff going off very soon, which we'll find out about.